Welcome Zeal, welcome to Zeal Crew Online. We are so excited that you are here with us today. We're gutted that we can't be in person, but we are so grateful that we can still do Zeal Online together. If you don't know me, my name is Grace, and I want to give you a special welcome if this is your first time. Whether you stumbled across our page or you were invited by a friend, you are totally welcome here. All we ask of you is to sit back, relax, and have some fun with us today. If you don't know who Zeal are, we are a student-based ministry based in Hereford for 11 to 18-year-olds. We love students and we love having fun together with good music, good food, and good people, which includes you. If you want to find out more about who Zeal are, you can check us out on our social media at ZealHFD. On our social media, we have content coming out especially for you every single week. On Tuesdays at 8 AM, we have Fitness with Jacob Ritchie, which has been so much fun. We're also going to be having some challenges coming out for you guys this week, so keep an eye out for those. On Wednesdays at 7 PM, we have Insta Live with special guests who we may not normally get the chance to hear from. On Thursdays at 8 AM, we then get to hear from our very own Zeal team with an inspirational word. On Friday, we get to come right back here at 7 PM with Zeal Crew Online.
Hey Zeal team, welcome back to another episode of Zeal Crew. My name is Rebecca and I'm going to give you a little bit of a rundown of what's been going on in Zeal this week. We had Jacob Ritchie with Workout Tuesdays, and this week he gave us a challenge to do as many push-ups as we could in a certain amount of time. And as you can tell, I smashed it. I am the reigning champion. No, this is not from the push-ups. This was from my skateboard. This was great. Anyway, on Wednesday we also had a live with Caitlin and Grace. So Caitlin was part of our Zeal crew a few months back before she moved over to Raleigh, and Grace is a part of our Zeal crew already, as you would have seen her in many of these videos. If you didn't listen to that live, you can still catch up with it on our IGTV page. This week we also had Inspirational Thursdays with Audrey, and if you haven't checked out that word yet, you go over to our Instagram and check it out now because it is fire. Speaking of inspirational videos, if some of you didn't catch Lucy Watkins and Rebecca Batty doing Freedom Church devotionals, make sure to go check them out because it was incredible, honestly. Just to see some of the fire that's coming out of Zeal, it was amazing. I'm sure that you've seen a lot of what's been happening online at the moment, on social media and on the news in America with the protests in the UK and all around the world. And we at Zeal Crew believe that Black Lives Matter, and you are not too young to make a difference. We believe that everyone is made in God's image, that everyone is important to God. Even though we don't fully understand, and we know that we will never fully understand, we will stand. We will stand and fight for our friends. We will pray for our friends and family. So right now, Zeal fam, I just want to encourage you that you are not too young to make a difference. We believe in you guys, and we're fighting with you and for you. Yeah, we love you guys.
Hello Zeal, how are you today? My name is Matt and this is Zeal Crew. Today we are in the second part of our series, God doesn't exist. Yes, God doesn't exist. If you are new here, just sit and listen. I believe there's also something to you. Guys, today I prepare really quick message because I want to give you a time to think about something, or maybe just refresh your knowledge, because we are living in the world full of knowledge. Our head is full of knowledge, but also we have a lot of unknowns in this world. We came to this earth almost with the zero knowledge. Yes, we only know how to eat and how to breathe. So someone teach us this other thing. Someone teach us how to use the camera. Someone teach us how to speak. Someone teach us the language. And probably at the beginning that was our parents. Yes, later maybe that was a siblings or friends or your auntie. Then maybe teachers. And finally maybe TV and internet. Because in internet now you can find almost everything. You can just basically type in the Google and you can find the answer of every question. How to make the pancakes, how to make a fluffy pancakes, how car is made. You can find the answer almost for any question. Almost. Because we still have so many unknowns in this world. And Son Gates said, people don't believe what you tell them. They rarely believe what you show them. They often believe what their friends tell them. And look like now, they always believe what they tell themselves. And my question today for you is, who told you that God doesn't exist? And just really serious right now, who told you that God doesn't exist? Because when you're born, you know only how to breathe and eat, so someone need to tell you that. And maybe that was your parents. Maybe you are raised in an unchristian family. So maybe your parents tell you like, no, God, no, he doesn't exist. No, son or daughter. But the question is, so who told them that God doesn't exist? Maybe their parents, and their parents told their parents. So you are just building your life based by the knowledge of your parents, got the knowledge of the parents, got the knowledge of the parents. So where is the root of this knowledge? Because in 100% they couldn't find this knowledge in the internet. So who told them and who told you that God doesn't exist? Because what if right now you don't believe in Jesus, or maybe you believe because maybe your parents are Christian but you're not really seeking Him and follow Him, and you are more ready to follow your purpose than His purpose in your life, and you are now lacking of presence of the Lord, and maybe you can miss what He has prepared for you on this earth. Because what I believe, everyone has purpose in this life. Everyone has the purpose in this life. You burn with the purpose. You were created in your mom's womb and you are not the accident. You have the purpose. And who told you that God doesn't exist? Maybe that was your friend. Maybe your best friend tell you like, I know how to live. I know what's cool in your life. No, God doesn't exist. Or maybe finally that was a TV on the internet. Maybe that was a media to tell you like, no, man, you want to be happy? You need to start the business. Or maybe you need to start a band, you need to sing, you need to rap, you need to get a lot of money, a lot of girls and supercars, and then you'll be happy. And maybe media tell you that like God doesn't exist. No, you need to work by your strength and in your mind, you need to get more knowledge, just read more books, just invest, just buy Bitcoin and you'll be so happy. But this is not true, and we see this and we prove this in our previous series. You can watch the series about the worship and other series when we talk about the Justin Bieber and all famous stars where they decided to follow Jesus because they have almost everything and they still feel empty, because only Jesus can fulfill their needs and only He is able to give them the right and real purpose in this world. So who told you that God doesn't exist? I want to read from Matthew 7, from 7 to 8. Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened to you. For everyone who asks, receive. The one who seeks, finds. And the one who knocks, the door will be open. The purpose of this message today, as I said at the beginning, is it's really close. And my purpose is not to bring you 5 proofs that God exists. The purpose of what I try to tell you is not to convince you right now that you need to believe in God. No, I want to tell you something. Start thinking, who told you that God doesn't exist? Because what if you are missing the best life He has prepared for you only because you're building your life based on a fake knowledge? Who told you that? And right now, maybe you'll think after that I'm crazy, but I believe there's also a spiritual life around us. And we get the knowledge from this world, but also there's something above this world. And listen that, who told you that you are not enough? Who told you that you need to be afraid of your future? Or who told you that you don't have purpose? Who told you that you are a mistake? Or who told you that you are too young? Who told you that you are not worthy? Or who told you that when you are speaking, others just waiting to you to be quiet? Who told you that like when you are alone, there's no one with you? Who told you that the things? Where this knowledge comes from? Just stop for a second and think. Because what if you are whole your life building based of the biggest lie, like God doesn't exist? You know, the God is a gentleman. Imagine the door and there's a handle and the handle is only on your side. So start seeking and God promised you will find. Don't build your knowledge based on other knowledge. Based of knowledge who build their knowledge from other knowledge. And when you finally find the root of the knowledge, you will find out that was, I don't know, I just thought about it. I just looked at the sky and thought God doesn't exist, so I just tell others about it. But you'll never seek truly Him. God exists. God loves you and you are created with the purpose. What if you are open today these doors and allow Jesus to come to your life? What if? What if you do this small step and when you are looking at the sky, you will see, yes, there's no option that this is mistake. There is something bigger than this world. There is someone who created that. There is somewhere beginning. So you probably got a lot of questions about this life, like where is the beginning? If God really exists, why people still suffer? What is after death? And I believe there is the answer of these questions, but you need to seek and pray. And I want to invite you today for something for the journey. If you want to rebuild your knowledge, if you want to maybe delete everything you thought about God to the point like when you find this first thought, who told you that God doesn't exist? And maybe you want to start seeking because I believe there's a purpose in your life. Why I'm doing this? Because I believe in you. I believe there is more in you. And I believe you can find this on this world. And you can find this to listen me. You can find this to listen audiobooks and reading books and watching videos on Instagram and just wish like your life will change. You need to just meet Jesus and He is able to change your life. And I know this maybe sounds cheap or maybe sounds like I'm crazy because media gives this image. Like if you are follow Jesus, that's not cool. If you are following superstar, that's cool. But that's not true. Who told you that God doesn't exist? You know, scientists never prove that God exists, but they are also never denied that God exists. And scientists prove like there is the time, there is a past, present and future. And scientists tell us like when we add 2 plus 2 equal 4. So scientists tell us something needs to be created by something. It's not happen just because of the huge explosion world exists. Just because of the huge mistake, we are here and we are living without purpose. We are living like 70, 18 years and after that there is nothing. No, there is a heaven and hell and now you have decided, now you have time to choose which way you want to follow. See, there's always beginning of something. And you are smart, I believe, and you know to make cake you need to have what? Ingredients. You need to have milk, eggs, flour. Cake is not like made by cake. No, you need to have the ingredients. If you need to buy the car, you know like someone's created this car. There's some specialist. And for example, I'm sitting on the chair right now and I know humans create this chair, but do you know like who created the tree? And I know there's like a small seed when you put on the ground and you need to wait a couple of years and the tree is coming up. Yeah, I know that. But who created the first seed? And who put this first seed to the ground? And who created this ground? It can be accident. There is something more. Who told you that God doesn't exist? And we take this wood from the tree and we create this chair. Because we are creative, because we are created to the God image, and God is creator. We are creation, but we are created on His image. And I believe you are also create other amazing things because you are created in the God image. Who told you that God doesn't exist? And I want to stop here, guys. And I want to give you a space to just think a little bit about that. We are living in a really busy world. But now, maybe it's time to think, who told me that? And if that's a lie and I can miss the real purpose, and maybe God exists, there's something more, I don't want to miss this. And I don't want to be afraid what's next, what's after this life. I don't want to be afraid to be alone. There's something more. I want to start seeking God. Seek and you will find. The one who seeks finds. Guys, it's time for seeking. Who told you that you are too young? You are not too young. Now it's time for seeking God. Thank you for today. Guys, I believe there's a purpose in your life, and I believe God wants to meet you. Open this door, start seeking, and you will find. Thank you for today, and see you next week.
Hi guys, my name is Blake and we're in the series God Doesn't Exist. Who told you that? I grew up in a Christian family. My mum was a Christian, my dad was a Christian, most people around me were Christians. But I was able to discover the evidence of God existing for myself. When I went on bike rides or runs, I could see the landscape that's so beautiful, it can't be there by chance. And in Psalms 50 verse 2 it says, "From Mount Zion, the perfection of beauty, God shines in its glorious radiance." That means that even God is more beautiful than the mighty mountains. 4 years ago, when I was 12, I had a dream. There was people surrounding a waterfall, and in the centre of the waterfall was a boulder, and there was a man on the boulder. And the people around the waterfall were singing, "Worthy is the Lamb who was slain, worthy is the King who conquered the grave." We went to church a few days later, and those words were sung. I couldn't sing them. I choked on them almost. I fell to my knees and I cried. So I went to the back of the church with my mum, and when we were praying. Not long after, this woman came over. She said she had a word for me, a word from God. When she was speaking these words over me and over my life, I knew they were from God because I didn't really hear her voice, I heard God's voice. Even in the Bible, Jeremiah 29 verse 11 to 14, it says, "For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good, not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope. In those days, when you pray, I will listen. If you look for me wholeheartedly, you will find me. I will be found by you, says the Lord." And that means when you search for Him with all your heart, with all your mind, He will find you. Whether you have Christian parents or non-Christian parents, if you search for Him, in those times, if you make time for Him, if you open up your Bible, or even have the Bible app, He will find you. It doesn't matter how many times you mess up. As long as you search for Him, He will meet you. It is promised, it is written. It's a promise. He will find you like He found me. Thank you.
Guys, thanks so much for joining. What an awesome event we just had. I'm loving this series. It's so controversial, but it's so freaking great, and it's answering so many questions, and I hope it's answering some of the questions that you might have had, or some of the thoughts you've been thinking of. And guys, I just want to encourage you, keep coming back, because we've got more and more coming for you. Come back next week, like and subscribe, and share. Come on, we've got this as a team. We're all in this together. Also, the government has announced we can now hang out with up to 6 people outside, so guys, expect there to be some socials happening. Keep your eyes open, keep your ears open. Thank you so much for coming today. Enjoy your weekend. We love you guys. See you later.